Hello and welcome to Watching Worst Films, your guide to Razzie history. My name is Jericho Reed, with me, Kyle Szymanski.
Hello, hello.
So, this is a rather weird week as we have completed our quest. We have watched every Razzie Worst Picture winner. We're done.
Hmm.
Donezo. Nothing new. But wait, what's this? Well, Mr. Razzie likes to introduce special little categories. We've
Hmm.
seen those special awards.
Hmm.
But he also likes to look back. He's a nostalgic kind of guy. He likes to take stock. He likes to reflect. What are some children I may have let off too easily at the time? So, throughout Razzie history, there's some sort of randomly randomly
Yeah.
structured, because it's every 10 years and then
Hmm.
25
Hmm.
and then he stops doing it.
Yeah,
So
well, the decade thing's easy. I can do that. But I think of this for like bands, like reissues. It's like, we
yeah,
did the 25th. Do we do the 30th anniversary? Like, what's the next number we're
exactly.
allowed to
Yeah.
tour? Like, I mean, I go,
50.
yeah,
Have we tied ourselves into something? Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened to Mr. Razzie. And he's an
Yeah.
inconsistent hack. So there's also when there's nothing for him to dunk on, like you said, no reason to do these weird specials. But oh well.
Yeah. But we're grateful for it as it gives us a little more a little more meat to pick off the bone.
Padding, I love it.
So, taking a little stroll down memory lane, we are heading off to the first 10-year anniversary with the worst of the decade.
Mm,
So, this is taking us from 1980 to 1990,
yes.
roughly. So, let's see what we've got here. I'm trying to find the best order. Okay, we'll just go with the order they have on Wikipedia. So, worst actor of the decade. Our nominees, we have John Travolta for The Experts, Perfect, Staying Alive, and Two of a Kind. I have seen none of those.
I've seen one of that. I've seen Staying Alive.
Yeah.
I like Staying Alive, even though it's shit. But yeah, I can't really judge off that. I like him in Staying Alive. I actually like.
Yeah.
I know he's almost totally different from first film, but I think the physical performance, the energy, I like it. I think Travolta's good in it. So one pass, but he could be so shit in the other three that I'm not gonna stand on and die on this hill.
Yeah. Then yeah, I don't really know anything of Travolta in the
Mid
80s,
mid '80s
really.
Travolta's a void for me. Like I have no idea.
Yeah. If it's not Bubble Boy, then I'm not interested. Okay, and so next up we have Prince for Under the Cherry Moon.
Ooh, just under the cherry moon, is it?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So it was so
So
bad in one role that yeah, okay, whatever the fuck, Mr. Ozzy. I stand by what I said in Under the Cherry Moon. I liked him in Under the Cherry Moon. I don't think it's
yeah,
bad. So
same. I don't think he's bad, and certainly not like a
no,
decade enough
no,
to
no, no, no,
last a
no, no, no.
decade.
Of a full 10 years worth of films, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no, absolutely not.
no. Then we have Ryan O'Neal for Fever
Ooh,
Pitch, Partners, So Fine, and Tough Guys Don't Dance. Have you seen any of
I
those?
have not seen any of them. Have you?
No,
They
I did
all
do a little bit of viewing, but no.
they all sound like comedies. I could be wrong, but all those titles
Hmm.
sounded like comedies.
Fever Pitch, American drama film, written and directed by
Fuck.
Richard Brooks, starring Giancarlo Giannini, Chad Everett, John Saxon, and Catherine Hicks.
Mm.
Interesting poster. Gambling is the new national pastime. Reporter Steve Taggart's digging to get the $200 billion story. Bet on it.
Oh, that's annoying me because that's your tag. Bet on it's your tagline. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Yeah.
simple. It's clean. You throw some cards or like dice on the poster. People get it. Done. Like, oh,
Yeah.
come on now.
Then the next one, Partners, is an American gay themed buddy comedy film directed by James Burrows and starring Ryan
Very-
O'Neal and John Hurt as a
oh
mismatched
wow,
pair of cops.
that's a very specific genre.
No, yeah. And the tagline, Benson is a cop who wants to clean up the streets. His partner just wants to redecorate.
Oh god.
the
But
oddest team on the squad and the funniest cops in America. They're so close to being like the queerest guys on the
mm,
force.
is John Hurt playing the stereotype gay?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
like
would beseech you to look up the poster, which is Ryan O'Neal holding a gun to his head, standing next to John Hurt, who is holding a hair dryer to his head.
yeah, that's exactly what I thought it'd be. That's shocking.
After
No.
a series of murders in Los Angeles' gay community, it's cruising. Heterosexual police officer Sergeant Benson Ryan O'Neill is assigned to go undercover of half of a gay couple with Officer Kerwin, a records clerk. Kerwin naively believes that he's closeted, although the entire department knows about his sexual identity. Oh, this is going to be very tasteful stuff, I think. So, sounds like we were missing out with partners.
hmm
So Fine is an American sex comedy film written and directed by Andrew Bergman. Why is Andrew Bergman familiar? He did something.
He did.
We've
He's
spoken about him on the
he's been.
podcast.
Hold on, let me Google.
He
Andrew.
wrote Blazing Saddles, but
He did striptease. It
there we go. That's
all
it.
comes together. Amazing.
This is just a test of our memory. That's
Yeah.
why we're going back and seeing all these old people. But something you are gonna like about So Fine, written directed by Andrew Bergman. But what's this? The original music score was composed by Ennio Morricone.
Ooh, 10 out of 10. Classic
An
film.
American sex comedy scored by Ennio
Lo-
Morricone.
Ennio's. Everyone knows he's my favorite composer and all this, but like the fact he did not give a shit about what he was picking, and he never changes his scores either.
Yeah.
American sex comedy, Italian melodrama, same score. Fuck it, let's go for it. The Thing, let's just throw out good music. I bet you that's a great soundtrack.
The poster is amazing because it's an Italian poster on Wikipedia. So it's just got the title Marito al dente, and God knows what's going on. Ryan O'Neal has a shirt wrapped around one arm. He appears to be going oofed. There
Mm.
is a woman sort of leaning over towards him. There's a guy lifting something up, which appears to be a rocket ship. Ryan O'Neal's like grabbing his crotch. He might be carrying the guy on his back. It's very, very
Mm.
weird. But I'm just imagining imagining like what's a Morricone sex comedy gonna sound
But
like? I'm
the
just
thing is,
imagining a
he's
guy's
probably
pants falling down
he's
like
done it. Yeah,
woo
yeah. Like
wow wow wow.
I know he's done because like it's all coming together. As soon as you said Italian film poster, I was like, oh, it's an
Yeah,
Italian sex comedy because
yeah,
they're rampant.
yeah.
They love them some sex comedies, and Ennio's scored, and there is a lot of almost
Woo.
like almost Mancini mixed with with a slide whistle. Yeah, that's exactly it. No stinging electric guitars or trumpets. I bet you did well in Italy. I bet you did well in Italy.
Yeah. Then we have Tough Guys Don't Dance, which is the one that I've probably most heard of.
That rings a bell. I think I
Norman Mailer screened at the 1987 Cannes Film Festival, crime mystery comedy
who
drama.
directs it? Yeah, who directs it? Sorry,
Norman Mailer?
didn't he write it? Is that not the book? Did he direct as well?
Uh,
It's not Blatty,
yeah,
is it?
written and
Okay,
directed
cool.
based on his own novel. So
Okay,
there you go.
fine by me.
Oh, and Robert Downey did rewrites.
Did Ennio do the music for it?
No, but Angelo Badalamenti did.
Yes. It's a really good year for Italian composers. Well done, guys.
um, so then moving up to another bust here, I feel like Christopher Atkins for
Oh
The
yeah,
Blue Lagoon, Listen to Me, A Night in Heaven, and The Pirate Movie.
yeah. Because so we talked about him when you talked about the pirate movie.
Yeah, so I've at least seen the pirate movie, and he's like bland, but like I
That's
kind of wish I'd seen the others because they'd have to be carrying it. Certainly, he's not. He doesn't leave enough of an
well,
impression based off the pirate movie. That
that's probably, and I'm not going to be harsh. He's probably a good Razzie example of what should be here, because that's what it should
yeah,
be. It should be the fucking Red Browns and all these random, people that were in movies that were on the cover, but they don't go anywhere. Mark Dacascos for the 90s for us. There's so many of these. Just like they try and they're not cut out. That's what it looked
yeah,
like off the Pirates. Maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe those other three movies are fucking great, but
yeah,
it's the Fabio effect, isn't it? It's just it is what it
yeah.
is.
I think we spoke about it at the time, but listen to me. The 80s were great because you got all these big white posters where they just could not decide on a
Oh
tagline. So they're
no.
like, here's five. Take them all.
It's great
What
when
one
it's
do you
like
like best?
it's five taglines and a blurb, and I think
Yeah.
that's a skill sometimes. And I like it when it's got all that information and you still don't know what the fuck it's about. It's so fine. I still don't know what it's about.
Well, this is perfect for that. So, Listen to Me is the one that has Kirk Cameron, Jamie Gertz, and Roy Scheider. Kirk Cameron is there with a mullet, which, yeah.
Yeah.
Taglines: It was the best time of their lives. A kid from Oklahoma, an immigrant's daughter, a senator's son, a society girl, and a college professor with a dream.
Oh my
They have
god.
one thing in common: the will to win. This could be anything. This could be Squid Game based
What,
on
what's this
that.
called? What's it called? Sorry, I need to see this.
Listen to me.
Listen
And
to
then the
me.
final tagline under the title: It's about real life.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Have you looked at the cast?
Not beyond those three names.
Oh, there's a Moon Unit Zappa, Frank's kids there, and Dan Schneider's in it apparently of
Okay.
Nickelodeon feet
Yeah, the pedophile.
molestation. Yeah, of feet molestation fame. Wow, that's a weird.
And Rance Howard,
Yeah, wow, that's
who is the father of Ron,
a
the
strange.
grandfather of Bryce, your
The,
old friend.
no Italian composer though, so 0 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm just looking. It's got a massive cast because that was the main, and then looking down, there's supporting and cameos
Oh
as
yeah,
well. So
I
I'm
didn't
just
even
seeing
scroll
if there's
down that far.
Mark Christopher Lawrence sounds like a vaguely familiar name. He's appeared in films such as Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, none of the cameos are blue on Wikipedia. Frank Ferruccio. Anyway,
Lisa Simpson's
interesting.
in it. Yeardley Smith's in it apparently, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
weird film.
And then A Night in Heaven, that's John G. Avildsen, who is the Rocky guy who's also had a bunch of other
Hmm.
Razzie nominees. Film screenplay was written by Joan Tewksbury, who wrote a bunch of Robert Altman films like Nashville and
Hmm.
something else. I think she wrote a. Did she write a Paul Schrader? I saw one of her films at the New Bev Cinema in LA. But
Okay.
yeah, romantic drama film, better known for Brian Adams' chart-topping single "Heaven,"
Oh, there.
and then the pirate movie, of course. So yeah, I suspect if we were to watch more of his films, it would be worth the investment.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
of course, the winner, the worst actor of the decade, Sylvester Stallone for Cobra, Lock Up, Over the Top, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Rhinestone, Rocky 4, and Tango and Cash.
Ah, bullshit. Fuck off. Covered at length.
Yeah,
I hate seeing Rambo 3 and come up here when we didn't get to watch Rambo 3.
tragic,
That's
tragic.
really, yeah, if he's so bad, like, let us watch all these films instead of fucking
Yeah.
Lonely Lady and Bolero. Yeah, absolute fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
Insanity. Again, this is your first wrap up. It's embarrassing. It's fucking,
yeah.
yeah, never mind. Move on. I'm not giving them the time.
So, moving on to worst actress of the decade.
Here we go.
Our old friend Pia Zadora for
Yes.
Butterfly and the Lonely Lady.
Well, as we've covered at fucking length in every episode, because gotta get Pia in there. I like her in Lonely Lady. I've grown. I've grown. I don't know why. Bo Derek changed my barometer for badness, and now
Yeah,
Pia's like went flying up there. And
yeah.
I know you said she was dreadful in Butterfly, but I'm passing her for Lonely Lady. Not worst actress. No,
I do think I do think it's between Pia and Bo for me. I think they're the two
I've
that you
said it
just look
before.
at and you're like,
Pia in Bo's films would have been so much better. Bo in Pia's
yeah,
films would have been so much worse. Pia's better.
yeah.
Hands down. There's no
I think
comparison.
I agree. I think it's just interesting how like all the other ones are kind of like semi legit actors, whereas
Mm,
Pia and Bo only work because their husbands make vanity projects for them.
yes.
So I think I think just as we say things like Diana and Hillary's America, no, well, not Hillary's America. What's the Stop the Steal? Absolute Proof.
Mm.
Just as we say those kind of art films, classifying Bo Derek and Pia Zadora as actors is
Mm.
almost cheating a little bit.
I agree. I mean, I
But
agree to an extent. Yeah.
yeah, I obviously don't mean it that
Yeah.
outrageously, but still. Brooke Shields for The Blue Lagoon, Endless Love, Sahara, and Speed Zone.
So, I mean, we've covered Brooke quite a bit on this, haven't we? Or like in passing, because I don't think she's really come up much for us, has she?
I watched Endless Love, and so I spoke a little bit about that, but that's the only one of the four that I have seen. But yeah, she is kind of like a semi-perennial nominee.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other ones. I'm Brooke in the 90s I can talk about, but not in the 80s. So
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan though. So
She's
yeah,
pretty crap in Endless Love, but I
yeah,
think she might have essentially been a child.
yeah.
Speed Zone, did we speak about that? That's the one, also known as Cannibal Fever, One for the Money, and Speed Zone Fever,
That
American
can
action
Ball
comedy.
Run sequel spin-off.
No, no, not quite, I don't think. Stars four alumni of SCTV: John
Mm.
Candy, Eugene Levy, Joe Flaherty, and Don Lake.
Ooh,
Also has Peter Boyle, Alyssa Milano,
ooh.
John Schneider, Lee Van Cleef,
What?
uh,
Did I make this?
Carl Lewis.
John Candy and Lee Von Cleef together at last. That's my tagline.
Oh, that is a good point. Life begins above 55. A comedy that's over the limit and beyond the law. Not bad.
Not
Not
bad.
bad, to be
Not bad.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass.
And then we have Madonna for The
Ooh,
Bloodhounds of Broadway, Shanghai Surprise, and Who's That Girl?
I'm handing this over to you.
So I watched Bloodhounds of Broadway, and she ain't half bad. She's hardly in it, and it's a kind of like good audition for Dick Tracy, which
Okay.
Dick Tracy I think is one of her better performances. I think Madonna in the 80s isn't terrible.
I,
Like
I,
does give some bad performances,
yeah,
but
I think she's probably easier to direct in the 80s when she's
yeah,
younger and less Madonna, more human, I guess.
yeah,
There, every year that goes on, it's I would say this for any, hard to direct Cher in 2020 compared to like 1970 or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't have as much range. Can't
yeah,
move as much.
yeah, and doesn't want to and has an ego
Yeah,
and fights you on
yeah,
everything, as we've seen in Swept Away and all that shit.
yeah.
So yeah, I believe it though. What was the other ones?
Bloodhounds Broadway, Shanghai Surprise, and Who's That Girl? So I've
Who's that
also seen
girl?
Who's That Girl, which is a sort of sub Jonathan Demme, and she's like Bloodhounds on Broadway. She's barely in, and I think she might have been okay as like that's a sort of like 20s gangster kind of thing.
Okay,
And I think similar to Dick Tracy, I think she fits in that world quite well.
okay,
Like I think she has that the right energy for that kind of like femme fatale, not hugely expressive, but I think she does that quite well. And yeah, it's later when you get into the swept aways that I'm like, you are atrocious
yeah,
because like she's almost good when she's just playing kind of like a relatively elusive object that men project onto, which is why she's so bad in like Body of Evidence or whatever. But like when she's a bit of a closed box femme fatale kind of thing, she's okay. It's when she needs to be like a human being, a three dimensional human being with emotions and things that you're like, oh,
yeah.
oh no, there's
So
nothing inside this box. Oh, oh no.
I, I, I could get that, and again, sorry, Declan, when you're listening in, but Die Another Day. She should have been like an easy femme fatale there. Like that should have been easy, but that's fucking rough.
You wouldn't sign up for fencing instruction from Madonna?
No, I value my eyesight. Like no way.
um, and then moving on, we have one of your faves, Faye Dunaway for
Ah,
the
fail.
first Deadly Sin, Mommy Dearest, Supergirl, and The Wicked Lady.
Yeah, it's mad. I like I love Bonnie and Clyde so much. It's like
Yeah,
legit one of my top 10 films. So I really always gonna be a little bit defensive. I said Supergirl sucks ass, but I don't hate her in Supergirl. I think she's fucking fine. Mommy Dearest is I hate that movie, but I think it's watching Mommy Dearest early on this, and we'll cover this in like wrap ups. But again, I'm softer now and I'm almost nostalgic. I'm almost like, oh yeah, Mommy Dearest, I remember that. I don't remember fucking Bolero or The Sound of Silence or Night or Color of Night and shit like this, but I remember Mommy Dearest
You
very
hated
well.
Mommy Dearest at the time,
I
but yeah, I don't
fucking
think you
hated
realised
it.
how good you had it back
Yeah,
then with the
freaking
third film or whatever it
yeah.
was you did.
But yeah, it is bad though. So like, I get it. Like here from Mommy Dearest is why you're here. And
Yeah.
what was the last one? The did you say after Supergirl?
The Wicked Lady.
Oh, okay. No, no,
She's no
don't.
longer lonely, she's wicked.
Yeah.
So, The First Deadly Sin, American crime film produced by and starring Oh Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra.
Boy.
And it was originally slated to be directed by Roman Polanski. It
Oh,
was dropped by Columbia Pictures after statutory rape charges were brought against him. Director Brian G. Hutton took over the production after Polanski fled to France.
and
So,
I need to. What's this called?
The First Deadly Sin,
First Deadly
which,
Sin. I need to see the cover. I need to see the poster. I need to see this. Oh, okay. I like the look of the poster. It looks very
yeah,
New York, New York to me.
yeah,
Ah,
I,
lovely bit at the bottom as well. Did you read this? The trivia?
no.
I'll read it. This was Sinatra's last starring role, as well as the very first film appearance by Bruce Willis.
Oh wow!
So
There we
there
go.
we go.
Passing of the baton.
So it's strange. It's also got George Coe in it. Season one
Oh
SNL and Archer.
yeah.
Weird, weird. I might watch this.
It's interesting just hearing about Sinatra there because like I was just thinking like he kind of gets out just when Mr. Razzie's getting started, doesn't he? Because all of the Rat Pack kind of guys, they would have been like big targets for
Yeah,
Mr. Razzie because they were in some shit.
and he does. He targets
Like,
them in like Cannonball Run or whatever, Cannonball Run 2 or whatever the fuck. I remember talking
does
about
he?
when they're all in it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get a nom, or I think it's Sammy Davis.
Oh shit!
Someone does, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He does like a
Um,
collected. Yeah,
but again, they're like
yeah,
80-year-old men having 3-second cameos. It's not Ocean's 11, fucking
yeah, yeah,
63. I also, for the record, I actually like Sinatra's acting. Even
yeah,
it's barely acting,
yeah, yeah.
but it never bugged me. I think I like the Rat
He's
Pack
he's one of
films.
the better ones
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
apart from Dino, I love
Um,
Dino.
and The Wicked Lady, a British American period drama directed by Michael Winner,
Fair.
starring John Gielgud, remake of the 1945 film of the same name, which is one of the popular series of Gainsborough melodramas.
Grim.
So, the original Margaret Lockwood of the title role is a noblewoman's wife who becomes a highwaywoman for the excitement. You know what? Sounds interesting. I might
What's
watch
it?
the original.
What's the tagline?
Oh, thrown together in mad adventure, then reckless guns and ruthless lips meet for danger, I think. Fearless highwayman, shameless beauty. Ah, that's it. That's your good
That's a good
40s.
one. That
These women without shame.
that's a, maybe I will again. I will. The Wicked Lady. Oh, okay. Never mind. It's a cool poster. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I have no interest in the Michael Winner remake, but I might watch
oh,
the 40s one.
there's a lot of cool. All right, nice. There's some. Um, yeah, I've got a few. I might watch this. Out of randomness as well. It's described as a update of Bonnie and Clyde as well, but
Oh,
the music, because that's what I'm on today for some reason, is
yeah.
Tony Banks, who is the keyboardist
Oh,
of Genesis.
wow.
So I might
The,
be all right.
the Michael Winner tagline is "She's wild, she's wicked, and she really knows how to whip up a good
Yeah,
time."
that's the one I'm looking
Because she's
at.
standing on a bed, kind of Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
like. I mean,
It's like an Indiana Jones Italian sex comedy. Like, sign me up.
yeah, sign me exactly. Yeah. A little bit of Catwoman and the
Hmm.
leather and the whip as well. Yeah, and then that brings us on to worst actress of the decade. Bolero, well, Bo Derek for Bolero and Tarzan the Eighth Man.
We're gonna have to watch Tarzan.
I watched it.
I'm gonna make you watch it again. I need to see
I'd watch
Tarzan.
it again. Yeah.
We're gonna have to wrap up Bo in some way. Absolutely fucking deserved though. Bo, God bless her. If it's not Tommy Boy, she's not good. Yeah, I agree.
So, retracting what I said about Prince and Under the Cherry Moon, Bo is worth it on the strength of Bolero,
Bolero
though,
is the worst, and
because that
I,
is
it's actually good as well. This is where the Mr. Razzie's it's worked out nicely because given her worst actress of a decade, for her to top it the very next year with the worst
I know it's
performance I've ever
amazing.
seen, it's just poetry. It's beautiful. Um, so very,
Yeah.
she better win the following decade as well, based off Ghost Can't Do It. But 100, Bolero is rough. Bolero is only slightly better than Ghost Can't Do It in that she's younger and it's not as
It's not
embarrassing.
asking her to do as much.
Yeah, yeah.
She's just kind of like it's more softcore porn,
More fawning
whereas
about, yeah.
Ghost is like softcore porn, but what if it also had a plot?
Yes, and you're carrying it. You're not bouncing off everyone. You're carrying this
Yeah.
fucking film. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair, well deserved vote.
I will stick up for her in Tarzan the Ape Man, though. That's the. She's. I think she's in the Anthony Hopkins one I watched a couple weeks ago. I'd stretch to say like she might even be good in that. But out of the ones where she's out of the John Derek pictures I've seen her in, Tarzan is her best performance, and I actually think she's better than Richard Harris.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm down to watch it with you, but it's like surprising. I was prepared for a lot worse because I was like, oh god, it's just gonna be like Tarzan
Mm-hmm.
railing John's wife for an hour and a half. Well, I'm just gonna be hearing the an orgasmic Tarzan yell while John Derrick's is behind cranking the
just,
film through the projector.
just cranking it, isn't he? The film's not rolling, John.
So, moving on to worst picture of the decade.
Here we go.
Strap yourself in. Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
Absolutely fucking not. A million percent not.
No.
I think
Yeah.
no. Move on. Hey, covered to
No.
death.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Yeah.
started.
The Lonely Lady.
Hey, of course, it's a terrible film. Objectively terrible. Subjectively, loads of fun to watch. Weird as fuck. Hilariously delivered. This is like a cult campy bad film, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
defend it as a film, so it can stay here.
Yeah, The Lonely Lady's interesting, but no one can deny it's
Yeah.
bad. Then we have Howard the Duck. I don't know how I feel about that. Because, yeah, no, it's not worst of the decade. But then, 5 nominees, you're going to be submitting half of them.
Well, surely
So it might be in the bottom
is
five,
this
but.
based off how many nominations or wins it got? It's, how
Okay, so he
how is he
gives you little.
deciding this? Yeah.
He gives you little statistics. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. So he's like Star Trek 1989 Paramount winner of 3 1989 Razzies. Lonely Lady 1983 Universal winner of 6 1983 Razzies. Howard the Duck 1986 Universal winner of 4 1986 Razzies. And then we have Bolero 1984 Canon Films winner of 6 1984 Razzies. And then the winner is Mommy Dearest 1981 Paramount winner of 5 1981 Razzies. So Star
Yeah.
Trek's in there only having had 3.
And they're all
I'm sure there
Shatner.
were ones that would have
Yeah,
got.
they're all
Yeah.
Shatner wins noms. They're not Star Trek. Like he's not
I'm
having to go at
fairly.
Nimoy.
I can't really remember the 80s too well for the Razzies. I'll just bring it up for you. But I'm fairly confident that there would have been other ones which would have had more.
Yeah, yeah,
So things which were spared: Can't Stop the Music, Inchin,
good,
Rambo, First Blood Part
good.
2, Under the Cherry Moon, of course, Leonard Part 6.
Six.
Oh, Cocktail. Oh, thank God.
I mean, I think this is the thing about the 80s. In my head, going back, it's like great film, utter shit. Great film, utter shit.
Yeah,
Great film,
yeah,
utter shit.
yeah.
So yeah, because I know fucking Inchin got a lot of noms, didn't it? So
I think, yeah. So Cocktail only. I just immediately went to Cocktail. You have to forgive me for that, but that was my thought. I was like, I'm sure Inchin won like director, screenplay, Olivier.
I thought,
I'm
yeah,
fairly sure it
I
got
thought
more
Inchin
than
would be here.
3.
I thought Inchin would have won this. Based on like Mr. Razzie brain, I would have thought Inchin was number one. But then
Yeah,
Lawrence Olivier wasn't up there, and
yeah.
yeah, maybe he forgot about it. That's okay. I'm all right with that. I I love my ancient.
Inchin got four nominations. Inchin won four Razzies, rather. So if he was doing it by any kind of metric,
Mm,
Star Trek would be out and Inchin would be in. So I think this is just a kind of
mm.
which
I'm gonna say Bolero is a deserved winner though. Howard the Duck, I'm not gonna get.
Mommy Dearest one.
Oh, did it? Fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck. Never mind. Oh, fuck.
yeah. So worst
Mom,
picture of the decade. Yeah.
I'd say it's Bolero.
Which nominating Bolero, like you're recognizing it's bad. It's that kind of thing where it's like, okay, if you've nominated it, it has to win because it's worse than Mommy Dearest by every single metric.
It is. I mean, Mommy Dearest at least has something to it. It's a terrible
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
There's a film there.
It's
Bolero's
not
not a film.
like it's not an old man's sexual fantasy
Yeah,
brought to life.
exactly.
Like
That.
there's a story being told in Mommy Dearest, and as much as you may not like her, Faye Dunaway is giving a performance,
Exactly.
whereas Bo Derek is just kind of like, "You want what, John? The
Yeah.
honey goes where?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's dropped the ball on this. I don't think Star Trek should be in. I don't
Nope.
think Howard the Duck should be in. I think Inchin should be.
I think
Should be in.
Leonard could squeeze that part.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd also lose Mommy Dearest for Leonard
Yeah.
because yeah, Leonard's crap.
But the thing is, it's Bolero. It's Bolero, or maybe The Lonely Lady. Maybe that's about it.
Yeah.
Bolero's. It's got no competition.
Yeah, yeah. And then he only gave four categories for this first one, so we're concluding with worst new star of the decade. Diana Scarwid for Mommy Dearest, Psycho 3, and Strange Invaders.
Who's she in Psycho 3? That's a kid from.
She's the kid from Mommy Dearest.
So wait, what year is that? 82.
That's 81.
Okay, Psycho 3 is
86.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna be 5 years older. So she will be.
Yeah.
Fuck, who the fuck is she in Psycho 3?
She gets top bill. It co-stars.
Is she the fucking
She
nurse?
gets top billing
The
after
nun thing?
Bates.
Yeah, fuck. No
Maureen
way.
Coyle.
Yeah, fuck, she's main character. Oh, fuck. Shit, she's older then. Shit. I've aged her up in my head.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe
It must be the
she's.
kid. It must be the
She
kid
plays
from.
Christina Crawford.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
guess maybe just from filming, like that weird. It releases isn't when the film starts. I have to remember that. And also, people
Yeah.
go from 12 to 18 is different. But fuck.
Yeah.
I like Psycho 3. I really like Psycho 3. It's nowhere near as good as Psycho 2. But
the
fuck,
the
good film.
poster is deeply, deeply unnerving because I'm like, I should not be seeing Anthony Perkins in this high resolution.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be.
Is that the one
The
where
tagline.
is that staring into the camera? Where like the
Yeah.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
right, if you've got it open, find Psycho 2's poster because that's a great poster, okay?
Okay. I just want to read you the
And
tagline first.
then read it.
Okay. Where are we?
If Psycho 2 has one as well, please read that for me, just to
Okay.
bring it together.
I didn't. The Psycho franchise is a page on Wikipedia. Okay, that's a good poster. That's a great poster. Are we
Golden.
thinking of the same one?
Psycho 2 is the house
Yeah.
with the silhouette.
Yeah. Okay,
it looks
silhouette.
like the fucking,
That's...
looks like the fucking Exorcist, and it's beautiful. Psycho 2
Yeah,
is
that's
great, by the way.
great. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
irony for me here. I genuinely, legit love
Yeah.
Psycho 2 as a film.
Yeah.
What's the tagline for 2?
It's 22 years later, and Norman Bates is coming home. I feel like does
Perfect.
Halloween not use that?
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard that.
Everyone steals from Psycho 2. Psycho 2 is fucking great. Like,
Yeah.
it's groundbreaking. Psycho 3 probably doesn't have as good a tagline though.
Norman Bates is back to normal, but Mother is off her rocker again. And then underneath it has the most shocking of them all, which might be true. Might be true.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, have you seen Strange Invaders?
I have not though.
Science fiction film, directed and co-written by Michael Laughlin, stars Paul Lamatt, Nancy Allen, and Diana Scarwood. 25 years ago, they arrived from another galaxy. Surprise, they're still here.
Well, that's a good time. I like that.
Yeah. Then we get a nomination for Prince, Under the Cherry Moon.
No, he's not new star either because he's already done fucking Purple Rain. So fuck off.
Yeah. Then we get Madonna for Bloodhounds of Broadway, Shanghai Surprise, and Who's That Girl? This isn't among her worst work, so... Christopher Atkins for Blue Lagoon, Listen to Me, A Night in Heaven, and The Pirate Movie. I think that's pretty good, probably, but he's just lacking... He's too bland to be a star, almost. like I don't know, like not to say that like worst stars can't be forgettable, but just like he's just kind of a guy as opposed to a star. Anyway, the winner, which I think is worthy, Pia Zadora for Butterfly and the Lonely Lady.
I'm not like I defend Pia. I guess Bo's done work in the '70s, and she's not counting as a new star. But
Yeah,
yeah, like it's gonna be Pia.
she's best known for her breakout role in the romantic comedy film 10, 1979. So yeah, just
Skin
slightly
of her teeth,
out
yeah.
of there. Okay, so that brings us to an end for 1980. It's disappointing that he didn't do like worst song or like I mean
Yeah,
that's
that's what I
just
was wanting.
dreaming. Like he could have done director, but yeah.
I would. I mean, that's all I'm asking for. Like film,
Yeah.
actor, actress, director, screenplay. Those five is all
Yeah.
I want. And then
I
overall.
I'd be more open to bullshit if he was like trends, if he wanted to like kind of come up with like a trend for the 80s, I'd be fine with him doing that.
Hmm.
But
I think it
anyway,
just shows how
so
narrow as well. Like that's such a. It's the same four fucking names. Like Gutenberg's not here. Like he's
yeah.
escaped. He escaped. Can't Stop the Music and like seven Police Academy films, and he's fucking fine. Um, so like that's where I'm just like it still feels very like picky. Like oh fuck these four people in particular. Um,
yeah.
but like yeah, let's hope
Okay,
next
so
century, next decade, always better.
leaping forward, it is the year 2000. The Sheraton Hotel in Santa Monica. Mr. Razzie is recognizing the worst films for the century. So yeah, yeah. So it's-
Is this Caligula's time to shine? I can't fucking
train
wait.
pulling into station. So worst actor of the century. Mr. Paul Montgomery Shore for Biodome, Jury Duty, Encino Man,
Yeah,
etc. Um,
etc. Okay, so it's counting everything. Yeah, I've covered my thoughts on Pauly Shore. Yeah, he's fucking. He's not funny. He's not a good actor. He's insufferable. Yeah, I'm happy with him here.
okay, counterpoint. I've been watching Jury Duty and I like it. I
Okay,
like him. I'm a fan. Like
okay.
Jury
Uh,
Duty is the
the
one time
one.
he's made me laugh, I think.
Okay.
Which like he's like kind of like a deadbeat guy. It starts off with him doing a sort of Magic Mike mailed review. He's dancing around as a milkman to Pop Goes the Weasel. And like he just starts stripping and pouring milk, guzzling milk. It's almost like Tom Green esque, to be
Okay.
honest. He's just on stage guzzling milk, and women are fleeing for the exits. Be like, no, gross, get him away, yuck, oh, fuck. And then there's a moment of transphobia because there's one woman who stays and who like waves some money at him. And he's like, "Oh, hello," and then she speaks in like a deep voice. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, kill it, ah!"
Fuck's sake.
And then his uncle is like, "Yeah, sorry, Polly, but like, I know you're my nephew, but I need to prioritize this Chippendale show and can't really bring you back." He's like, "Why don't you become like a fast food delivery man?" And Polly's like, "Ah, too greasy." And he's like, "What about filling potholes?" He's like, "Ah, too labor intensive." He's like, "What about selling your sperm?" He's like, "Ah, again, too labor intensive." And then it leaps forward a little bit where like his parents, again, this is very Tom Green-esque, his parents are going to Las Vegas and he's like packing his bags and they're like, no, we're going without you. And he's like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? And his mom has planted the seed of jury duty where she's like, oh, you get paid like $5 a day, and if it's like a big trial then you can get sequestered at a hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, aha, don't need to have a job if I am serving on a jury, on a jury. And so it's quite funny because like Biodome, I don't think knows how annoying he is. Biodome, I think there's a part of you that's meant to be like, oh wow, he's cool. I'd love to be a
I don't think
prankster hanging out in the Biodome with.
you think that by the cover, but when you watch it, like even Baldwin's almost less obnoxious at times. I just think this is Biodome's unique.
Yeah,
So maybe that I'm gonna all the good fucking things you're saying there about his Tom Green performance doesn't take away Tom Green didn't do Biodome.
Yeah, no, Polly Shore for sure. Like, I hate him more in Biodome and Encino Man than I have ever hated a character in any film.
Yeah,
Like, he's one of the most annoying screen presences. I just think Jury Duty was quite
because
good.
I liked Pauly Shore is Dead when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
His meta mockumentary thing, where he
yeah,
kind of reflects on the weasel and being the
yeah,
person. I thought that was interesting, and then it made me think Tom Green, Kaufman, of course, Nathan Fielder, and all this. I'm trying to
yeah,
blur the lines, but again, they don't do Biodome. That's the
yeah.
difference.
Then we move on to William Shatner for every Star Trek film he was ever in.
That's what he's getting.
Yeah,
It's not like shit like The Devil's Reign and all this piss that he was in the
there's no
70s.
Twilight Zone
No,
movie.
no. Okay.
There's something on the wing. Some thing.
Right. So that's the problem, and I'm gonna not get too angry. But like Shatner's a good actor. Like he
Yeah.
becomes William Shatner. He becomes a fucking
Yeah.
persona.
He becomes self
But
parodic by the end,
I
but yeah.
like him in the original Twilight Zone. I
Yeah.
love
He
him in
has
the original
chops,
Star
yeah.
Trek. And if we're just going on the basis of movies, the Star Trek
Yeah.
movies, yeah, Star Trek Five is probably that line of he's becoming Bill Shatner, the
Yeah.
character. But in the first film, he does so well trying to balance the aging captain. And then
Yeah.
obviously, I know it gets memed, but in second one, Wrath of Khan, he's absolutely fucking busting his chops to try and give something.
Yeah.
Nimoy is doing fucking nothing compared to Shatner. And the fourth one, Voyage Home, is the first time he shows how funny he can be as well, like natural, like that charisma, a little bit poking fun at myself a bit more. They're really, really good performances. They're really varied, they're really diverse. Shatner, when he's directed and he's again a bit younger and he's not like the persona,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Like I don't understand the hate, like especially at this time in 2000, before Family Guy and memes have kind of made us just think of Shatner, the singer, the meme.
Before Ace Ventura had
Before
skewered
this
him.
is before Tech Wars, he's great. Yeah, no, absolutely not. This is a big no.
Yeah.
I very personal and it's very direct at the Star Trek movies, which is madness.
Yeah. Every Star Trek film he was ever in, it's just, rather appropriately for William Shatner, it's just lazy
Yeah,
to be, rather than specifying, like, okay, I
yeah,
don't
'cause
like him in
he
this
is in
one,
a
because
load of
he's
shit.
not.
Like there
Yeah.
is absolutely like pick properly. Fuck off. No, that's a big no for me.
Then we have Prince for Graffiti Bridge, Under the Cherry Moon, etc. So,
What's
again,
the etc? What's the
the
etc?
etcetra's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Like, what? What do you mean? Purple Rain?
Yeah,
The unreleased Kevin Smith concert movie?
yeah, it's a
Like, what do you mean? Because
yeah.
really,
What's
I
that
haven't
based
seen
on?
Purple Rain, but from what I gather, those two are the only things he's bad in.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I like Purple Rain. I love him in Purple Rain. I love Cherry Moon. So
yeah.
yeah, Graffiti
Yeah.
Bridge, but that's not enough to be worst actor of the fucking century. Um,
Two films. Yeah.
Two
Yeah, there
films,
were
award.
98 years in which he did not release bad
Yeah, absolutely
performances.
not.
Then we have, now this, we're getting into it here. Kevin Costner for The Postman, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Whatever World, Wyatt Earp, etc. Okay, I think he's better value, but this just reminds you of, like, you could have gone for your faves. Like, why
Yeah.
is Bruno not here?
Yep, yep.
Why are, like, all the people that you continually harp on?
Well, by process of elimination, I know who's going to win because it's Mr. Razzie. But yeah, like where's Bruno?
Yeah.
Actually, because we've watched so much fucking Bruno. Where's
Yeah.
fucking Hudson Hawk and where's
There was a good chunk of years where Bruno was coming up every single year.
yeah
And like Burt Reynolds, he
Bert?
was also like
Hmm.
coming up consistently, way more consistently than Graffiti Bridge and Under the
Yeah,
Cherry
yeah. The
Moon.
Prince is very, very deliberate and strange. I don't get that one. But
Like,
yeah,
Pauly Shore makes sense because he's so bad in those
yes.
two films that it makes up, even if Jury Duty Innocent. He's so bad in Biodome and Encino Man that it leaves an awful taste in your mouth.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he could have done like I don't know, even dare I say it, Arnie
Yeah.
I love him, but like if Mr. Razzie were to go for
Where's the
Arnie,
fuck's
I'd be like,
Seagal? You know, like,
yeah, yeah, exactly,
where
yeah.
the fuck's my boy? Where's Van
Like
Damme? Where's
people
all
you've been
these fuckers?
harping on
Yeah,
continually, yeah.
like, get
Like
them involved.
almost should have asked you actually before reading you them out. Who do you think for worst actor of the century? Because I doubt you would have said Prince.
I would never. I mean, Stallone is winner. I can know
Yeah,
that. I would have forgot Shatner, but that makes sense
yeah.
given his hate. He did rag on Kevin Costner a lot in the 90s, so they make
Costner
sense.
makes sense.
Makes
Yeah,
sense. He's
he's too
consistent at least.
bland. I wouldn't think of him, but
I
he
would, I
makes
would, I
sense.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
put him there. Not in a million years. Like,
No.
especially
Yeah.
not for the Postman and fucking Waterworld and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're consistently ragging on someone, then that's okay. I
Yeah.
get it. But the 90s, shooting fish in a fucking barrel here. There's some
Yeah.
rotten performances we could have
Even if
used
he'd
here.
gone like Keanu, because he was
Uh,
pretty high on him for a little while.
I was
Like,
thinking, who, like, if I was Mr. Razzie here, and it's
yeah.
essentially though, it's not decade, is it? Fuck.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just everything
Yeah.
prior
Oh,
to.
like, pick anyone then. Pick Ed Wood if you want. You fucking like do whatever you want. Yeah, no, like fucking stupid. It should have been worst actor since the dawn for Razzies.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, of course, the winner, Sylvester Stallone, for 99.5% of everything he's ever done.
What's the point
So,
five?
here,
What's the point
Rocky? I
five?
don't know. Yeah, I want to know. Yeah.
Rhinestone.
Spy Kids 3. Then moving on to Worst Actress of the Century.
Eh,
Pia Zadora for Voyage of the Rock Aliens, Butterfly, Fake Out, The Lonely Lady, etc.
so we talked about
So,
the voyage. I remember us talking about or looking it up. That's the
do
pop one,
you?
isn't it?
Okay.
Or maybe I
Yeah,
looked up it before. I remember it's like I'm
a
seeing
guitar shape
Xanadu.
a guitar
Xanadu
shaped
is who I'm
spaceship
thinking
and
of.
robot 1358 voiced by Peter Cullen search the universe for the source of rock and roll music.
I seen Xan. I remember looking up and going, oh, Xanadu, and then
Yeah.
closing it and moving on in my life. And what was the other one? There was another one in there though.
Fake Out.
What's that?
So Fake Out is black on Wikipedia, but I looked this up. It has a Wikipedia page. I guess someone just hasn't bothered like linking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe after the creation of the Razzie page, someone made it. Fake Out, also released as Nevada Heat, is a 1982 American crime comedy film directed by Matt Cimber, starring Pia Zadora, Dele Savalas, and
Hey,
Desi Arnaz Jr.
the lonely lady in Blofeld. It's just what I fucking want. I yeah, I've never heard of that one. That was for some reason I've got very limited. Like Pia only did like 4 films. I don't know why. I've got like the Bo Derek thing. It's a very limited filmography, is what I imagine. But yeah, she
Yeah,
obviously did more. Probably did heaps in the 80s.
yeah, yeah. I guess like, have we spoken about this? Her Wikipedia page photo looks like it's her in blackface.
No.
It's a screenshot from Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Okay. What's is that? 80s? What's that? The fuck's that?
That's 60s. She was a child
Oh.
actor, so
Oh,
that's
okay. Okay.
64. But look up Pia Zadora on Wikipedia.
I'll do it right now. Yeah, well, their fucking mugshots the first thing that comes up when I Google it. Pia. Oh my god. Oh wow. Doesn't look like a real movie, does it?
No.
Yeah, it
It
does.
looks like Lawrence Fox's family photographs.
Mhm.
Remember when he made his kids dressed up in blackface?
She's Italian. She's allowed to.
So her filmography there, she had that role in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians as Gurmar in 1964, and then her proper debut Butterfly in 1982, Fake Out that same year, Lonely Lady the next year, Voyage of the Rock Aliens the next year. She had a cameo as herself in Feel the Motion, a West German movie, in 1985. In 1988, she was reduced to playing a beatnik chick in Hairspray. She was in Troop Beverly Hills herself in 1989, and then she was in Naked Gun 33 and a third as herself in
Oh yeah,
1994.
yeah.
So
I think I remember talking
essentially,
about
by 1984,
that.
her
Done.
career was
Yeah.
done. So yeah,
Fuck.
The stars that burn the brightest, eh?
Yeah.
So then we have Brooke Shields for The Blue Lagoon, Endless Love, Sahara, Speed Zone, etc. So he hasn't added anything to the list since the last decade.
Nope.
Then our beloved Bo Derek for Bolero, Ghost Can't Do It, Tarzan the Ape Man, etc. So he's kind of acting like cinema began with the Razzies, because I'm
That's
sure.
yeah. That's what I was saying. If you just say since the 81
Yeah,
worst actor since this begun, since
yeah, yeah.
by saying century, you're opening up a fucking can of worms. Like
Yeah,
the
exactly. You
weird
could have the
pedantic
Dean
fucks like
Martins
us.
and the
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that you
yeah.
didn't, the Ed Woods, like you said. Yeah.
So Caligula would be here. Like I'd finally get to talk about Caligula on this fucking podcast, and he
Yeah,
robbed me of that again.
it's like we speak about like the football, how they just act like the Premier League is the dawn of all
They
football.
do,
Like,
yeah.
oh, Harry Kane scored the most
Yeah.
goals since, and you're ignoring like the fossils who just scored like 17 goals in one half or
Well, that's it.
whatever.
That's the British way. It was invented in 1966, and then the rules were made in 1991 with the or whenever the Premier League came out.
Sky,
Yeah, the
yeah, the
Sky.
Premier League deal, yeah, yeah. And then we have Elizabeth Berkley for Showgirls.
Just for Showgirls, fuck off. Not no no. Like I don't like her in Showgirls. I don't think it's a good performance. Like, but she tries, and again, no. For one role, no.
One role does not equal a century. Like,
No.
I don't think she's bad in Showgirls. I would have fought to the death. Like, throw me in the Coliseum with Mr. Razzie, and I will fight him to the death over Elizabeth Berkley's innocence for Showgirls for the year, for the
Mhm.
century.
Mhm.
Watch more films, Mr. Razzie. Like, she's not that bad.
No.
Like, I don't know. I'm just imagining like Elizabeth Berkley's agent being like, "Good news, Elizabeth. We've got an audition for you just come in. Looks like this whole Razzie Showgirl debacle is maybe behind us. Oh, hang on, wait. Just seen them come in. You've been nominated for Worst Actress of the
Yeah.
Century. Your
Especially
audition's
when
been rescinded."
especially when fucking Demi's been nominated like every year, like knocking it out of the park.
Yeah,
She's won. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that's fucked up.
It's wild. And then the winner, Madonna, for Body of Evidence, Shanghai Surprise, Who's That Girl, etc. So Body of Evidence she's really bad in that.
Yeah.
But this is pre-swept away.
Yes,
And
yes, it is.
pre the next best thing. So I guess
Pre Die
our
Another Day
worst
as
is
well.
yet to
Yeah.
come.
Yep.
Yeah. So we can then move on to worst picture of the decade. So he's scaling this back in. So, Striptease, 1996, Columbia and Castle Rock Entertainment, winner of 1996 Razzies.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I have like mellowed on Striptease a lot. I think watching Showgirls
Yeah.
2 did that to me. Like I don't think it's a good film. It's a mess.
Yeah.
I know I enjoyed it more than you did
Yeah.
when we were talking about it. I wouldn't have Striptease here. No.
It's one that I enjoy in retrospect,
Yeah.
just because it's weird, but like it's not a pleasant watch by any means.
There's so much worse though this decade.
Then we have The Postman, 1997, Warner Brothers, winner of 1997 Razzies.
Yeah.
No way.
Absolutely.
No way. The Postman is great.
Yep. Yep. I'm not going to dignify it. I think it's a great film. Like we spoke about it for 4 hours. Like no.
And we weren't done. We could have done 4 hours more. So yeah, no, forget the Coliseum. I'm signing up. I'm joining Isaiah in being deputized U.S. Postal Service worker. That's no. I would fight for the postman any day of the week. And then we have Hudson Hawk, 1991 TriStar, winner of 1991 Razzies.
Yeah.
Which again, Hudson Hawk, don't think it's that bad.
I mean, I know you enjoyed it a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
There is a lot of fun in it. There's like I don't think I think my feelings of it I feel are subjective. It's maybe it's not for me, and it should be, but it's not. But like it's fun. I would recommend it to people. I wouldn't deride someone if they said they liked it. I was like, yeah, of course. It's a matter of taste for me. That's all it fucking is. It shouldn't be here. It's no. Like, come on, Coneheads came out this fucking decade. You know.
Then moving on, we have an Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn, 1998, Hollywood Pictures, winner of 1998 Razzies. So I feel like you'll think that's one's worthy.
Yeah, I mean, That's probably my most disappointing film that we were hyped for.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
also
know
one
what you
that's
mean.
is rapidly slipping away from my brain. Like I'm
Yeah.
remembering the cameos, but the actual film, a lot of it, I'm like, what the fuck was Eric Idle up to? Where's Eric
Yeah.
Idle? Why is he not here? Yeah, like it's not good though. It isn't good.
Yeah.
I would say
And
it's
then
one
the
of the worst.
winner,
Mm-hmm.
care to guess?
What year is mine? What was the big ones here? We've done Postman, Won't Be Wild West, Striptease, Showgirls, Showgirls.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
You got it. Showgirls, 1995, United Artists, winner of seven
Yeah.
1995 Razzies. Because, like, I think Showgirls was one that just caught the greater consciousness. So
Yeah.
people were like, "This movie fucking sucks,"
Yeah.
and Mr. Razzie's like, "I know,
Yeah.
and we were one of the first to see
Yeah.
it." So he's
100%.
never gonna stop flogging that dead horse.
But once again, though, it's a great film, and
Yeah,
like, fuck
exactly.
off.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah,
It's both
yeah,
legitimately actually a good film at times, and it's
yeah,
also a campy cult classic. You can go and
yeah.
get so much out of this film.
The ball, his groin, it works on so many levels.
But this is my problem as my brain, gets riddled with dementia. I'm always like, which one has the monkey in it again? Is that Showgirls or Striptease? Is Bert in this one? They're just becoming one film. So I
And
have the
which one
product.
has Mulholland Drive? Which one has Runa Rifle dressing up as Marilyn Monroe and hiding out on Mulholland Drive?
It could be all of them.
So, I'll just read you the other films from the 90s. So, the other eligible ones: The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
There
I
we go.
fucked him. Hey!
Yay.
Then that was shared with Ghost Can't Do It, of course.
Oh my god.
So Ghost can't do. Granted, he can't. He can't say Ghost can't do it. Like if he couldn't decide that it was a winner, just like not split, not shared, he obviously can't nominate it for worst of the decade. But the idea that Ghost can't do it isn't nominated there is just an absolute
It's a
crime.
joke.
Because
I still
it's
don't think. I don't think he
terrible.
watched it. I don't think he watched it.
Hmm.
I think he watched Showgirls, and I think he got caught
Yeah.
up in the hype. He's seen Strip. Of course, he was in seeing Showgirls. Ticket for one, please. Back row.
How well shaved are those armpits?
A secluded corner in the back, please. But he
I'm
didn't go see.
writing, okay? I'm writing. I'm just taking notes.
I have a theory that Ghost Can't Do It was probably quite hard to catch,
Yeah.
and I don't think he did see it. I think
You're saying that Triumph releasing weren't. Oh, it's a division of Sony Pictures Entertainment, actually. So
yeah, but you
geared
probably
towards
got
theater and direct to video. So.
yeah, you're gonna get a 2 week window probably to catch it,
Yeah.
and he's not catching it. So if he had seen it, it would be here. If he had
Yeah.
legitimately sat down, it was also double billed, wasn't it?
That's what I was saying for
Yeah,
Fairlane.
yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, granted, you can't say if you nominate Ghosts for worst of the decade, then you also probably need to nominate Ford.
Yeah,
And before that, he's used up 2 out of 5 spots.
yeah.
So I can understand why he's logicked himself into the corner, but he's just wrong for it. Then we have Hudson Hawk, Shining Through. Shining Through was bad.
Shining Through is bad.
Like,
Shining Through is very
not
forgettable.
not remarkably bad, but just
No,
like dull.
there's some bits in it I enjoyed, and there's like, it's that competently made film.
Yeah,
Fuck me, is it boring and forgettable?
yeah. Then Indecent Proposal,
No,
classic. Color of Night, which yeah, Color of
I,
Night was shit.
yeah,
That
Color
was...
Night's not good.
Yeah. Showgirls, Striptease, The Postman, Alan Smithy. This is just recency bias, really. He has that
That's
streak of.
But that's why
Yeah,
I managed to
4.
logically conclude the winner, because it's not going to be like 1991, 1992 stuff. That's a
Yeah.
decade ago. Who fucking cares?
And then Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. So
Didn't it?
then we are off to worst new star of the decade. So over to you, Dennis Rodman for Double Team and Simon Says.
Well, for the record, I haven't seen Simon Says. I'm sure when he got nominated, I said that. But I do know the Rod Man, the big Rodster. I have Double Team on video, I think, still at my
Yeah.
father's house. Van Damme. It's a good film. I like Double Team. He is fucking awful, though. Like, Rodman
Yeah.
is rough. And I talked about it before. I had a Rodman action figure from WCW, like 1999. And
Yeah.
he sucks in that as well. Like, even watching back, I'm like, even in fucking anything, you are so, like, you look weird, you look unique,
Yeah.
but holy shit, you're just like a you are no talent. Like you're the opposite of
yeah,
Shaq. When Shaq talks, Shaq's like Shaquille O'Neal's such a like charming dude, and he's like, you could joke and laugh, and you could be tough, and you could get something out of him. You cannot do that with Rodman, and I like it. Yeah, he's fucking rubbish. I'm gonna allow that.
yeah. Then we have Sofia Coppola for The Godfather Part 3 and Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. So, again, to delve into what you mean by star,
Hmm.
the 90s was a great era for like manufactured stars who are kind of
Yep.
shoved down your throat. Your dad pushing you in the third part of his trilogy and then having a cameo in one of your dad's being an extra
Being an
in
extra
one of your
cameo is
dad's mates
generous. Yeah.
films. Yeah,
I
yeah.
we I
So
didn't
that's what I mean,
I didn't
extra.
know she was fucking in it until Razzies.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I never have known that. I probably had her action figure, like all Padme's fucking crew, but like I didn't know that was Sophia Coppola.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think she's a star.
No,
Like
but if it's
I don't hate her in The Godfather as much as some people do.
I do. And I don't hate her, right? That's rough.
I
And
think if the
she's
movie
not.
was brilliant and she was giving the performance she was, then it might be more of an issue. But like, I think there's lots of things that don't work in that movie, and her performance being a little awkward,
A little
you
awkward is
know.
very generous, though. Like I'm,
I
I
haven't
I
seen it in a while. So.
I like well like as rewatching the new cut, the epilogue.
Death of Michael
Yeah,
Corleone
yeah.
or Dakota, whatever. Yeah,
Which I enjoy. I don't know if it's
yeah,
better.
yeah,
It's definitely not worse. But like watching it again, I'm like, oh, there is elements. There's stuff I'm like, I wish this was this way. Maybe as a fan, but like
yeah,
Sophia's rough. Like it's
yeah,
really bad. It's really like, and I
yeah.
as a director and Sophia now, great, wonderful. Like it just is
You
what
know
it
what
is.
would be a great movie? I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you want to make this Miss Coppola, is if she made a movie about the making of Godfather 3. Like, she could make a movie about a young actress who becomes a lightning rod for all
Yeah,
the hate. Like basically make Priscilla, but about herself being in The Godfather. I think just
yeah,
like the expectation and this sort of like male dominated thing and like
yeah.
the aspects of nepotism of your dad kind
But
of
I
like
want to do that. I want to
throwing
go
you in and being
full
out of your
nepotism,
depth.
right? I want
Yeah.
fucking what's his name? Where's his boy? Jason
Schwartzman.
Schwartzman. He's going to play Francis because we need full circle nepotism. We'll get Nick Cage in to play Pacino.
Brando.
Like, yeah, Brando. Oh, like it will all make it's
Yeah,
easy. We'll just get every Coppola like
yeah.
fucking. We'll get them all together. I would watch that.
Because yeah, forget the like. I have no interest in like the stuff with like what's his face, Miles Teller, and
Oh
like
yeah, no, no.
I don't want to watch all this stuff about like wasn't The Godfather great? But
I,
like, sure, I'll watch your movie. I'll
yeah,
watch your Ed Wood about Godfather
I'd
3
watch
with
I'd watch a
Sofia Coppola.
documentary about the first one, like cast and
Yeah,
crew having interviews. I don't want to see a recreation. I do want to see that
yeah,
on three though. Like fucking
yeah.
right, I do. Yeah, you want the hard weird stuff. Of course you do.
Yeah, the hard weird stuff. So that brings us on to Ahmed Best for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Okay, by
Explain.
no means is he a star. His face isn't even on screen.
His voice is
Like,
he is the voice of Jar Jar, right?
yeah,
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 okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be a bit harder then. The performance and the voice is him.
He's not a star. He's not on the cover of a Rolling Stone being like, presenting Ahmed Best, going to be playing weird racist aliens in films like for the next. He's just a guy, like star, like he's like actor and star are not synonyms. Like
I
he's
will.
not the star of.
Sorry, 2 seconds. I want you to look at your WhatsApp.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Listeners, we'll put this on the social. Kyle has just sent me the cover of Rolling Stone with Jar Jar Binks and the caption Jar Jar Superstar. Okay? I take it all back. I take it all back.
Beautiful.
Okay, even still, for a century, I don't know, Jar Jar didn't
Yeah,
leave
no,
that
no,
bad
no, no,
a
no,
taste.
no.
Jar Jar's best work was yet to come, to be
Yep,
honest.
yep, yep.
And then similarly, much like Jar Jar Binks, we have Elizabeth Berkley for Showgirls, which no, that
No,
one performance,
yeah, I
no.
no, 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 no. This is
And then
oh, sorry, continue.
no, no,
It could
you.
be the winner.
And then the winner, Pauly Shore
Okay,
for Biodome, Encino Man, Jury Duty, etc. So
yeah,
I think that's
that's
well
fair.
earned. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to debate that. Rodman, again, actually, where's Shaquille O'Neal? That would have been a nice little, what's his superhero movie, Steel and stuff. That's
Oh
90s.
yeah, yeah,
There's a lot of people that could have been here for like new stars. Like you say, when we're getting forced, like you must like this person.
yeah,
Like a lot of sports people as well. Rodman, Shaquille. We've
yeah.
got
Was Vanilla
Jordan,
Ice, was that 90s or
Cool as
80s?
Ice. Yeah, Cool as Ice is in the 90s. We get yeah, but there's a lot of like musicians and faux
Yeah,
celebrities going into acting. Big fucking Ford Fairlane, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So Dennis Miller
Yeah,
acts in the 90s, like weird times.
yeah, yeah. Oh well, fuck! What's the guy's name? Howard Stern.
Howard Stern has a movie, yeah.
So now moving on to 2005, when we had a special Worst of Our First 25 Years awards. So
Okay.
credit to Mr. Razzie, he's not really retreading things. These are all new categories.
Okay.
So worst Razzie loser of our first 25 years. To my eyes, these are people who have never won a Razzie.
Okay.
So Keanu Reeves with 7 nominations.
Okay. So it's the ones that they're close but no
The
cigar, yeah.
nearly, like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're losers in the sense of they've been nominated but they've never taken home the big prize.
Yeah.
So Keanu Reeves with 7 nominations, Ryan O'Neal with 6 nominations total, Angelina Jolie with 7 nominations, including 2 in 2004. Oh, so he's doing like gender, like he's not doing gender
Yeah.
separated
Yeah. That's cool.
nominations. Very, very woke of you, Mr.
Yeah,
Razzie.
yeah. I like it.
Kim Basinger with 7 nominations total, and the winner,
Your boy?
Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger with eight
It
nominations
has
total,
to be.
including 1 in 2004.
Ooh.
So yeah, I this is kind of the "You've Dodged a Bullet" award,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Arne has
I
like
has, of
I
course he has, yeah, like of
yeah
course. Like
for him
even
to
like
be
yeah, throughout the 80s, I remember Conan is it the Barbarian? I think it was the first one that came up. And we were
yeah
talking about, oh shit, Red Sonja's gonna turn up and all the random shite that, he does do.
yeah yeah
Or even Last Action Hero is gonna get dunked on. Like you think this, but he's come unscathed. That's a miracle.
yeah
Terminator 3, like
yeah yeah. I tried to find the nominations, but too much effort. Too much
I,
effort.
I, I do remember Conan. The first Conan, I think, is the only one I vividly remember.
Yeah. And then we have worst drama of our first 25 years. So Swept Away,
Yeah,
Screen Gems 2002. I
yeah,
think that
undoubtedly,
that's
undoubtedly.
already like what's going to top that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, like
that's
that's.
dreadful. Showgirls MGM UA
Mhm.
1995. No 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 no.
No, no, no.
Mommy Dearest Paramount 1981. The Lonely Lady, Universal, 1983. The Lonely Lady being a Universal release, when we had to watch that on like the dodgiest, like, we had to watch the shittiest
That's the
copy of The
worst
Lonely
quality I've
Lady.
watched in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Even Mike Lindell was able to come up and go, there's something better than. Um, and then the winner, drumroll please, Battlefield Earth, Warner Brothers 2000. I wouldn't exactly think of it as a drama, but I guess if
I
drama
mean,
being everything which isn't a comedy, then sure.
technically, yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that to acting class. So I have a scene from the dramatic piece, Battlefield Earth. I'll be playing Johnny Goodboy, and I'll be looking for someone to play Turl.
I'll be playing the lonely lady.
So yeah, of those films,
Swept away.
Swept Away and Battlefield Earth are the two worst, I
Battlefield
would
Earth's
say.
a worst film rather, but it's not drama.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. So moving on, we have worst comedy of our first 25 years. Leonard Part 6, Columbia, 1987. Oh, so now you remember
Now you
Leonard, do you?
remember Leonard.
Now the accusations are beginning to fly around Mr. Cosby. Suddenly, oh, it sparked something. Then Freddy Got Fingered, 20th Century Fox, 2001. Fuck off, Mr. Razzie. You wouldn't know a comedy if it slapped you in the face. Then we have The Cat in the Hat, DreamWorks slash Universal, 2003. So this is the first one that's not
A
actually
winner,
won.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And then
surprised.
The Adventures of Pluto Nash, Warner Brothers, 2002. So The Cat in the Hat, yeah, that was like a nightmarish film. And the Pluto Nash is terrible.
Yeah.
So thus far, I would say it's between Pluto Nash or Leonard for me. And then the winner goes to Gilly, Columbia
Gilly.
Revolution Studios, 2003. Crazy! Gilly with your gilet from Chile.
Amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crap, but it's more fun than Pluto Nash
Oh,
and
yeah.
Leonard.
Well, you said Pluto Nash was worse than Leonard.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stand by because Leonard was fun in a vacuum watching it without like when we watched it, but watching it alone I would have been fucking miserable. Dirty Love's probably my. It's not out yet though, is it?
No, Dirty
No,
Love's not here yet,
it's not
is
yet
it?
here yet. I think it's go 6.
This is 2005, so yeah, this
Yeah.
is Catwoman, so Dirty Love's like the next year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, Dirty Love's worse than all of these.
Mhm.
Because Gilles isn't like a pure comedy, I wouldn't say, just as
No,
Battlefield
no,
Earth
no.
isn't a pure drama, whereas I want my comedy to be something which is attempting jokes and failing,
Mhm.
which Dirty Love does. And then we are on to worst musical of our first 25 years.
Ooh,
So, interesting category.
very.
Do you have any thoughts on what names we're going to
I'm
be
just.
getting here?
No, I'm so surprised. And this is first 25 years.
Yeah.
Have we had any?
So, not only have we had some, for comedy and drama, he limits himself to 5 nominees, which is kind of the Oscar way. I know they expanded Best Picture, but generally, rule is 5 nominees. That's the way the Razzies done. But for worst musical, he has 6 nominees.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, like what have we had? We talked about Xanadu,
mhm,
Rhinestone.
mhm.
Fuck. Oh, we've got to think. We didn't watch any of them together.
We watched one of them
Can't,
together.
can't stop the music.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Nah, 3. That's all I got. I've only got 3.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So we have Xanadu, Universal, 1980, of course.
Beautiful, of course.
Yeah, wouldn't really agree with that.
Nope.
We then have Spice World, Columbia,
Ah,
1998.
shit.
Yeah.
Spice World. Ah, fuck. Nah, that would have totally slipped past me.
Yeah.
Ah, gutted.
Rhinestone, 20th Century Fox, of course, 1984. Then we have Glitter, not the Gary Glitter biopic, but the Mariah Carey vehicle. That was Columbia, 20th Century Fox, 2001. It has a very 2001 poster. We spoke about this
Does
a
it?
couple weeks ago, Friday
Okay.
week. Terrence Howard's
Yes.
in it. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And then Can't Stop the Music, AFD, 1980. And so the winner is
Oh.
from Justin DeKelly, 20th Century Fox, 2003.
Ah, that was your
I watched that.
penance, wasn't it? Yeah.
And yeah, it's dreadful. So he's right on the money here. It's crap.
I'd still think Can't Stop the Music should be the winner, considering it won. And as a musical, it's dreadful. Even like the beats, everything, the 101 about making a musical. Yes.
From Justin DeKelly
but
doesn't have milkshake. So.
And it doesn't have such a fucking kick-ass soundtrack. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It
not
doesn't
humming it
have
for weeks after.
not one, but 2 of the lead actor's nipples. And the guy hanging dong, of course. Well, Justin might hang dong, who knows. So that brings us to a close for this first quarter century of the Razzies. So we have the final one now. We're zipping off to 2010.
Big
so,
trio.
Worst of the decade. Not much to get through. There's only 3 categories here. Worst
Beautiful.
actor of the decade. Hey ho, it's old Glom Gazingo himself, John Travolta, for Battlefield Earth, Domestic Disturbance, Lucky Numbers, Old Dogs, and Swordfish. So,
Oh,
real highlight reel
so
here.
that is, I've seen Swordfish, I've seen Old Dogs, and I've seen Battlefield Earth. So three. Okay, what was the other ones?
Domestic Disturbance and Lucky Numbers.
What's Domestic Disturbance? We probably talked about it,
A
and I've forgotten.
psychological thriller directed by Harold Becker, stars Vince Vaughn and Steve Buscemi. So, 2001, was this the Psycho year with the Vince Vaughn jerking off Psycho year? No, 2001's
Mm,
Freddy. So,
Freddy, yeah, it's Freddy.
yeah.
I don't know. I would have been talking about Freddy for 2 hours. Like every other film didn't count.
we're gonna listen back and I will speak about domestic disturbance for 10 minutes and you'll be like, yeah, Jules, eh?
Yeah.
How could he spend so much on Jules? Lucky Numbers is purple on Wikipedia, however, because it is
Okay.
a black comedy film directed by Nora Ephron, starring
Okay.
John, Lisa Kudrow, Tim Roth, Ed O'Neill, Michael Rappaport, and Michael Moore in a rare acting role.
Oh,
So
that's like a unique cast there.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
quite good little ensemble, actually. That's
yeah.
interesting. I'm gonna say for like based off Battlefield and Old Dogs. Wait, not Stray Dogs. Old Dogs is the one with Robin Williams. Not
Yeah, I get Old Dogs and
not
Wild Hogs confused, which might
Wild
be
Hogs.
something.
Wild Hogs is on the bikes. Old Dogs is him and Robin Williams. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Shit, that's shit, and I don't like Swordfish. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. Travolta in the 2000s is not Travolta in the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
90s.
Old Dogs has a wild cast. Kelly Preston, Matt Dillon, Justin
Mm,
Long, Seth Green, Rita Wilson, Dax Shepard, Laurie Loughlin, and Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
This is oh, is that not like have you got trivia there? Have you got it open? Is that Bernie Mac's
His
last?
final role.
2008, 2009, he's dead, isn't it?
I can't. Yeah, 2008 he dies. So yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's just
There
I
we
was
go.
thinking that Bernie Mac. That's
Yeah.
like Soul Man and stuff. I like Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
That's odd. It's a shit film though. It's utter shit.
Yeah.
It's not good. Not good from Williams either.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, John.
Now we're really getting into our territory. This is it. This is where we belong with the Razzies. Rob Schneider for The Animal, The Benchwarmers, Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo, Grandma's Boy, The Hot Chick, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, Little Man, and Little Nicky. So,
Wow.
can he only nominate them for things, like, does he only mention things which he nominated them for?
That's what I was thinking. You can't
Because
throw
he can't be
everything
like
under.
Juice Bigelow, maybe
No.
Gigolo.
I remember most of these popping up,
yeah,
or the films at least. Like Little Nicky was there. I can't remember if it was Rob Schneider and Little Nicky, but that's a lot. That Rob Schneider's shit, so
yeah.
that's more deserved. But you'll defend. Was it the bench warmers you
The
defended? So
Benchwarmers.
yeah.
Thank you for making me go on record on another episode. Jericho
When he's with
likes
David Spade, he's
famously
okay.
homophobic movie The Benchwarmers. Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. David Spade's second greatest moment after Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
So then we have Michael Myers for The Cat in the Hat and The Love Guru.
He shouldn't
So
be higher than Schneider
yeah.
because two bad films does not outweigh 10 bad films.
Myers had the good
But
grace to peace out with kind of like dignity, didn't
yeah,
he?
and like the awareness of how self-absorbed and inflated, like Love Guru being sort of a meta real life of oh shit, I've gone too far, I've become the Love Guru is
Yeah.
wonderful. Cat in the Hat is disgusting, but I'm not going to blame him for that.
Yeah.
That's creative choices. He didn't force his way into that. Love Guru, I will blame. Like that's
Yeah.
his fucking fault.
Maybe
But Cat in
maybe
the Hat,
maybe Grace
like
is
Jim
wrong.
King,
It's just like he can find
yeah,
his spiral to the Love Guru. Some people
yes.
would have stretched that out over years and multiple pictures, whereas Mike managed it in one single film.
You, you better be like. Speaking of which, next up, Eddie Murphy,
Well,
David Spade. Who's next?
next up, we have Ben Affleck for
Ah,
Daredevil, Gigli, Jersey Girl, Paycheck, Pearl Harbor, and Surviving Christmas.
it's a rough run.
Yeah.
I'm not, and that's not including the Kevin Smith films.
Jersey
So
Girl's there, but yeah, it doesn't
one,
have
yeah, but
like
like not
Jay and Silent Bob or Chasing
Jane Silent
Amy
Bob.
or all the
Yeah.
cameos. Yeah.
So he's lucky there. Ben Affleck had a rough run though. I think
Yeah.
it's probably the run that put me off him.
Yeah.
Why I was so I'm not fucking watching Argo. I'm not watching the star of Pearl Harbor and Geely.
Yeah.
Like,
Fool me
yeah,
once.
yeah. Fool me 13 times. Shame on you, Ben.
And then the winner, you said it, Eddie Murphy, The Adventures of Pluto
Hey!
Nash, I Spy, Imagine That, Meet Dave, Norbit, and Showtime. So
Wow.
that's kind of tasteful, I would say. Like he's exercised some restraint there, because I'm sure you could pad that out with even more if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Any
I mean,
movie
there's
Eddie
no
Murphy made between 2000 and
because there's no
2010.
clumps and stuff there, is
No,
there? No,
no.
like Doctor Dolittle 2 and all that's probably like 2001.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good.
I will say like every single one of them is probably deserved to be here. That's some rough. Maybe Myers, I'm giving a bit of sympathy to, but
Yeah.
the only reason I'm not going to give Mike Myers a pass is other than Goldmember and Bastards. Is there anything else he did in the 2000s?
Well, yeah, exactly. That sort of thing was Mike Myers kind
Yeah,
of had the grace to peace out when things weren't like he didn't overstay his welcome. He was kind of like,
yeah,
well, you guys only like me as Shrek apparently, so that's all you're gonna get
yeah.
from now on. Yeah. Whereas, yeah, Eddie Murphy hung around like a bad smell. I do like I Spy.
Mhm.
I do like I Spy.
Okay.
And then we move on to worst actress of the decade. So, oh, did we speak about how Bo must have skipped out for the 90s when we were like, even though Bo didn't really do that much work in the 90s, Ghost can't do it right at the start. It's like, okay, that's
Yeah,
enough. Worst actress of the
that is
decade secured.
probably Mr. Razzie loved Tommy Boy, much like me, and it balanced out the scales.
So, worst actress of the decade. Here we go. Madonna for Die Another Day, the next best thing, and Swept Away.
Finally, again, based off Swept Away and Die Another Day, that's a winner for me. I've not seen Next Best Thing, so
Yeah,
2 out of
she's
3.
not great.
It's a
She's
big
not great.
it's a big yes for me.
Okay, then we get Jennifer Lopez for Angel Eyes, Enough, Gigli, Jersey Girl, Made in Manhattan, Monster in Law, and The Wedding
Oh
Planner.
well. So we spoke about these at length as well
Yeah,
before. Seen a lot of them. It's exactly what I said about Ben Affleck. That's a rough run. You
yeah,
can't escape that.
hmm
Get a better agent.
yeah. Say no to Kevin Smith scripts.
Yeah.
How have I managed to harp on him in this roundup? Anyway, he's not going to come up next week. Then we have Lindsay Lohan for Herbie, Fully Loaded, I Know Who Killed Me, Just My Luck.
That's my luck. Yeah, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah,
I think my favorite thing about this journey has been the Lohan redemption arc in my head.
yeah.
I loved I Know Who Killed Me,
Yeah.
and I loved her in it as well.
Yeah.
So
She worked
Herbie,
with Paul
get fucked.
Schrader for crying out loud. Granted, it was
Yeah,
in one of Paul Schrader's worst films, but still.
doesn't. She learned.
Yeah.
Paul Schrader worked with Lohan. Granted, it was in one of his worst films.
Yeah.
Herbie gets a pass, obviously, and Just My Luck, like, she get a pass. That's the Chris Pine one, isn't it?
That's the
We talked
one,
about
yeah,
that.
where she
Yeah,
has bad luck.
the
Yeah.
yeah. We talked about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
get fucked.
Yeah.
That's mean. That's cruel. No, not at all.
Yeah, I agree. And then Mariah Carey for Glitter. Now, we haven't seen Glitter, but once
We have
again,
not
I
seen
doubt
Glitter.
she is that bad that she stinks out the whole decade.
Yeah, that can't be one performance. Can't be the worst. No,
Yeah.
100%.
And then the winner, Paris Hilton for The Hottie
Oh,
and the Naughty, House of Wax, and Repo, the Genetic Opera.
fuck.
So
I thought Sharon Stone was going to be here.
I think this is just tabloid clicks and that Paris Hilton was very unpopular round about 2010.
Mm,
Because don't get me wrong,
mm.
she fucking sucks in The Hottie and the Naughty. I don't.
And House of Wax.
Yeah, would she be in House of Wax that much?
Yeah, no, well, enough that you would. Not a lead, but yeah, definitely more than enough.
And then Repo, you said as well, didn't you? You've seen that, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't remember her in Repo though.
So I think if you compare her to screen time, because she's not even like she's probably a little bit like the Joker in Hot in the Naughty, where she's she's not in terms of actual screen time. She's probably not in it that much. She's not the lead.
But how bad is the thing is? I will give she's so shit in House of Wax.
And she's shit in
That
Hot in the Naughty.
yeah,
So,
it does.
if this
Even in
is
a shit film, even if you notice it in Hottie and the Naughty, that the standard suddenly dropped a lot. Then yeah,
okay,
maybe.
yeah. You've talked me round. If she's serving up 3 distinct flavors of shit in 3 different films, then maybe that is more worthwhile than someone who has more screen time per minute, I guess.
I would say though Madonna's probably my actual pick here in terms of screen time,
Yeah.
billing, performance, everything.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about how we did Stallone for the worst actor of the Razzies, and I know we were speaking about oh, do we do Madonna for I think she has the most Razzie wins as an actress, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I know we'd spoken about doing that because yeah, there's certainly way more to dig into of
But
yeah.
I fight back though because Stallone fun a
Yeah,
lot.
but see, the thing is once we spoke about it, I tried to get ahead of things because I was even watching 3 Stallone films in a week, that was kind of tough. But I was I don't want to be looking at Madonna's filmography and being
no.
okay, there's 27 films that neither of us have seen, so
Mm-hmm.
do you want to take 14 and I'll take 13? So I've been kind of watching, whenever Madonna's been nominated, I've been kind of watching them. So if we were to do Madonna, I don't think we'd have that many to do. I think Shanghai Surprise, we'd probably just have
That's a big one.
1 or 2 gaps to fill in, which is mostly going to be thanks to me. You'll be oh yeah,
Me,
she was terrible and Die Another Day, and I'll be well,
Die Another Day, swept away. I liked her in Evita though.
yeah.
I haven't seen Evita in a long time. But
Yeah.
when I first seen it, I didn't even click it was Madonna. When I was a dumb little teen. So
I liked her in the music video to Beautiful Stranger. So, worst picture of the decade. The last one.
Last one.
Swept away 2002 Screen Gems, winner of 5 2003 Razzies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is on my Mount Rushmore of Razzie winners because Guy Ritchie is he might not be my favorite director, but still he knows how to make a film, and so
As a competent director, a big name,
yeah,
a bit of a budget,
yeah,
and a remake as well. So
yeah.
at least you have a template and a basis of something to make
Yeah.
a film from.
And you're making
you
it with
fuck
your
it.
wife, the woman that you
Yeah.
reportedly love, and yeah, so that's a big one for me. I Know
Yeah.
Who Killed Me, 2007 TriStar, winner of 8 2008 Razzies. No.
No,
Transformers. Transformers was out.
Yep.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 2008,
Or 9.
9, yeah. Then we have Gigli, 2003, Columbia, winner of 6 2004 Razzies. Yeah, Gigli is a stinker, I guess.
It's bad, but it's almost overrated in its badness.
Yeah.
I think I even in the podcast, it's underwhelming. I think back of it, Gigli's always going to be stuck in the middle of my rankings after this Razzies,
Yeah.
and even for the 2000s, probably in the middle. It's above Dirty Love, it's above Battlefield Earth and stuff, but it's nothing.
Yeah. Then we have Freddy Got Fingered, 2001 20th Century Fox,
Absolutely.
winner of 5 2002 Razzies, which he just didn't get it. He didn't get it.
No.
But your kids are gonna love it. Yeah, no, they don't want to give any more time to Tom Green hate.
No.
And the winner, worst picture of the decade. This, alongside Showgirls, is probably one of their 2 favorites, I think. Is of course Battlefield Earth 2000,
yeah.
Warner Brothers, winner of 7 2001 Razzies. So
I'll defend Showgirls till the day I die, but I'm not going to defend Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
Again, budget, size of film, scope, and you fuck up everything. It's almost unwatchable. Even I'm trying to think. Our podcast review of it was the first 45 minutes, and then my brain melted.
Yeah,
it's a rough film. So yeah,
yeah.
that's deserved. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So that brings us to a close for our
Mhm.
Razzie Roundup. So he should have done one what in like 2010, 2021 kind of pandemic. We can maybe forgive him for having other things
Yeah,
on, but like to just
I
drop it by
I
the
would have loved
wayside.
that. Yeah, 2019, I would have loved one. If the pandemic one would have been good, even just a big like fuck, skip a year, skip absolute proof or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
was the pandemic year, and just
just
yeah,
give
you
us.
could yeah, give us something, give us a best of, worst of. You can make all your little corrections then, you know, the if you missed out one or you've changed your mind on one, that's your time, you
Yeah.
know, like reflect on it. And then that would have been fun to discuss. I would love for him to rewatch some of the old ones and see if his opinions changed. Like maybe I don't know, after time, fuck knows.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
he's a lazy hack though, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So, bringing things to a close here, we have some correspondence from our
Ooh,
friend of the show, Tyler Van, in Australia. Hi, Jericho and
hello.
Kyle, my two favourite man animals. It's been a while since I've emailed in, so I just want to say again how much I've been enjoying the show. I've been
Oh,
listening
thank you.
close to a year now. I also want to ask if you're planning on doing a ranking of the Worst Picture winners. I know it's a bit
Oh,
of a challenge, but I think it would make for a really fun episode. Thanks, guys. Keep well. Well, thank you
oh,
very
thanks,
much,
Tyler.
Tyler. Always a pleasure to hear from you. And yeah, do
Absolutely.
let us know. I forget which films Tyler had seen, but yeah, if you finished your watching of the films, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
So yeah, do let us know on your complete
Hmm.
ranking and faves and ones you may disagree with us on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'll hand over to you now because you of course said you're like way ahead of you, Tyler.
Way ahead.
So-
When I first started this like idea of we should watch them all, when you were doing your Oscar
yeah.
initial run, I was like, the most excited I am is just making a spreadsheet and ranking them, looking at my letterbox and you know fixing. So
Choosing
I
the
have.
custom poster for Ghost Can't Do It.
Oh, I'm back to hosting. It's my time again. So yeah, I think this is something I've done it. I've done my list.
Wow.
I I want to. I went through every single. Thankfully, there's nice Wikipedia articles that have them all in a line for me to skim through again to refresh the brain.
Yeah.
Going back, looking back at some of the my letterbox reviews and seeing what I thought of at the time.
Yeah.
So both, you know, reflective and my current initial watch of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna go through them. I want to go through them both, you know, in a objective way and a subjective way. I
Yeah.
want to have what were the worst film we watched. I want to rank the films the Razzie way, and then I want to rank the Razzies and
Yeah.
how, because that's the biggest thing I've discovered on this journey is how much this podcast became about the Razzies themselves,
Mhm.
and it wasn't just we watch a film
No.
picked by these things. It fascinated me. The format's so stupid.
We're
We've
we're
it's
like I've said it before, but we're like the Mindhunter guys. Just like driving around in a car getting a Mr. Razzie is our Charles Manson or Ed Kemper.
yes,
And we're just like,
he's,
what compels someone to
yeah.
nominate so many children? Like, did
So
Mr. Razzie have some
I've
trauma in his childhood? Did someone heckle him
mhm.
when he performed in like I don't know when he sang? Did his mum when he was singing the title music to "I Dream of Jeannie"? Did his mum shout, "Sit the fuck down, Mr. Razzie"?
And
Yeah,
I think it's going to be really. I'm really looking forward to the episode because
yeah,
it's good to compare.
yeah,
I know we talked about like certain films we've watched with slightly opposing views,
yeah,
or one enjoyed it more than the other. There was a few different opinions, though, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes out at the end.
yeah,
I'm not going into any Razzie bullshit categories. It's kind of what I spoke about earlier. I want, you know, we're going to do film, actor, actress, director, screenplay, maybe some music. I've got music, but if you don't want to listen to me ramble about scores, that is
I'll happily
okay.
listen to you ramble. I just don't know if I'll have time to concoct my own.
Because
I'm just gonna be in
I'm trying
Lindell mode. Yeah, wow, wow.
to.
Wow, you're telling
I
me that
will.
Henry Mancini was nominated again? Wow.
Wow, wow. Ennio Morricone did a sex comedy? Wow. So I'm really excited. I'm ready for this. And like I said, we were saying anyone that has come on this journey or even watched a few.
Yeah.
I know you've got friends of the show. I have
Yeah.
friends of the show that watch along, and I'm really curious to see if there's any, even just genuine films you've liked from this. I'm saying I Know Who Killed Me is a big one
Yeah.
I would never have watched, and I never would have expected to enjoy so much. So there's highlights, there's positive stuff that's come out of this. Like
Yeah.
I have films I can add to my I like that film,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very excited for it. So yeah, please anyone write in. Let's rank and do. Let's get the spreadsheet out.
I do have another little interesting thing for you. I don't know why I was there, but I was on the Razzies website, and they've got a post. This is going back to August, but
Okay.
I missed this at the time. They've got an article, sort of a preview for coming attractions looking ahead to this year. Like, I don't know. You get it's like you said, you get these little like clues, little hints as to the
Yeah.
people behind them, how they've grown and changed over time. And a part of me is like, is he like, because he worked in PR or something, but you like get the sense that he's maybe like a frustrated Ebert or something,
Mm-hmm.
because we get this Razzie blog post. What went horribly wrong? Let's take a peek into The House of Mouse by Mr. Razzie and Mo Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as bad as DeSantis's I Want to Be King campaign is this year's story of his nemesis. 2023 is the year Disney turns 100, and there just won't be that much to celebrate if you take in a disastrous take-in or lack thereof at the box office. So, who moved the cheese? Blah 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 blah. Avarice in Wonderland. This year's big budget reimagining Reed ripoff Peter Pan and Wendy. Like last year's Razzie winning Pinocchio reboot went straight to streaming on Disney Plus. This pan was widely panned, suffering an embarrassing 4.4 out of 10 user rating at IMDb, and viewership was also lower than expected. The highly touted and excessively promoted remake of Little Mermaid did get released to theatres and does rank among the year's highest grossers, but with an estimated production budget of $250 million and a commensurate promotional cost as well, it never quite captured the public's imagination as the animated original did, and the eventual profit from this mermaid will be little indeed. The additional box office disappointments include the animated Elemental, which cost about $200 million and has barely generated $100 million in box office, meaning massive losses. Well, this is out of date because Elemental had like really long legs and did end up becoming profitable over time. Disney was also behind what may be the biggest box office bomb of 2023, the fifth film in the Raiders franchise, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny,
Raiders.
with a budget of $300 million and a total gross barely exceeding that. Dial simply excited almost no one and looks doomed to be a major contributing factor in Disney being awash in red ink. Add into the recent DOA debut of their second live-action version of Haunted Mansion, which opened to a scary $24 million against a cost of $150 million and plummeted 73% for Friday of its second weekend. And with the company's main mascot, Mickey Mouse, about to lose its status as a trademark image, their reputation as an industry leader in both merchandising and synergy may be in jeopardy as well. If Disney continues on their downward trajectory they've been on so far this year, they could set a Razzie precedent, winning the first ever Barry L. Bumstead Award for box office underachievement that won't gone to an individual movie title, but to an entire movie studio. Okay, so first off, Mr. Razzie, I know we've said this before, but hire us. Me as a proofreader, if nothing else. So, like, them saying that, we can guarantee that's going to happen.
Yes, well, that's
Place your bets now. Barry L. Bumstead to Disney. That's happening. So, it's interesting, I guess, to get this little insight. So, like, I think Indy will be represented quite well based off that.
Indy will be there. I think Harrison Ford will get. I don't think the film will. I think Ford they'll dunk on. It'll be Harrison.
Go hard for it.
Harrison Ford and his crippled body, worst screen combo or something like. Yeah, Interesting that he talks about box office returns, but not Marvel, which is part of Disney, obviously,
Yeah.
which has been struggling
But
with
this was
returns.
August,
No, okay,
so
but right.
Marvels hadn't
Whoa, whoa,
happened,
whoa, whoa,
but
no,
like
well, no,
Ant-Man had kind of
yeah,
been middling
but
and
still, like, wait, give me a second. On June, here we go. On June the 30th, 2023, Disney's gross profit for the quarter ending was 8 billion. So, Mr. Razzie, I think they're okay.
I know Mr. Razzie tipping the demise of the Walt Disney Corporation is truly,
and
truly astounding.
and he's laser focusing on the failures and like, God, man, you could do that for A24. You could do that for any single company.
When Home on the Range flopped, did Mr. Razzie say like, "Well, that's it. The House of Mouse is
That's
dead"?
it. We're
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, he's so stupid. Everything is Disney now. If it's they don't give a
yeah,
fuck about the mouse anymore. The mouse doesn't matter. The Simpsons makes them more money than the fucking mouse does. So
yeah,
get grip. um,
yeah.
I can't wait till
But
Disney
anyway,
buy the Razzies.
the reason I brought this up was also because the comments are kind of interesting.
Okay.
So we have an Orion who says, "Hey, interesting article. We'll see what happens with Disney. So, when are the Razzie forums coming back? Been a few months now."
Get back to work, fucking lazy hack.
So yeah, maybe we should write an article on the demise of the Razzies. Then we have Dragon's Blood 23 who says, "Don't forget, also earlier this year, Disney had a slap to the face for one of their beloved IPs turned public domain and turned into a horror movie with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a god-awful film that's deserving of multiple Razzies, including Worst Picture." Also agree with Orion. We'd love to see the Razzie forums come back. Or perhaps a Discord server could be nice.
Yeah.
Mr. Razzie doesn't know what a Discord server is. Like those forums were hilarious because when they still existed, it was just like penis extension pills. It just seemed like spam central. But anyway, yeah, the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey thing, that's kind of like I don't know. Mr. Razzie's never gonna go for Blood and Honey. That's not gonna happen.
He's not gonna watch it. No, that's it.
And then we have this interesting character, Miguel Antilsulu. God, how sad this podcast has become. We watched the last Razzie winner, and we're immediately now me being like, okay, listen, I find some comment sections on the internet.
I'm looking forward to next week's where I'm at. And we're traveling to the year 2016 to look at forum messages.
A guy called Magnolia Fan 69 says that.
Fantastic.
Jay and Silent Bob lick balls. So Miguel says, "I'm against it. We shouldn't be doing anything that would put our reputation at risk, especially after the backlash we endured from nominating Ryan Kira Armstrong." So it's just fascinating that there are people who, like, Miguel, I guess, is one of those chumps, or maybe he's a friend of Mr. Razzie. I shouldn't call him a chump.
I will. I'll go on the
maybe he's one of those people that like pays for the membership and
Yeah.
is like takes his membership as part of the Razzie Academy really seriously.
It's the blue tick.
Because just the idea of saying we, like
you pay
oh,
for
we
your
were really
you pay for your
embarrassed
fucking
last
blue
year.
tick, and suddenly I'm on the same page as Trump and Musk, and because
Elon,
we're all the same.
I have some concerns about.
we I don't think we're doing SpaceX right, you know.
Yeah, guy who has one share in Tesla. It's like, Elon, are we sure the company's heading in the right direction? Also, where's my invite to this year's shareholder meeting? So this kind of move would be seen as a cop-out, and the Razzies have never done that.
Oh, no.
If there is one thing which does not go with the Razzie brand, it is copping out. Ceremony who gave up on their like decade year awards, and would be disrespectful to everyone who worked to make those movies. Does Miguel know what the Razzies are? We can't. Oh no, we can't. We can't nominate them. That would be disrespectful to the people that worked on these films.
We have a reputation to uphold. Come on.
Exactly. Instead, let's nominate hardworking proletariat souls, Darren Doan and Kirk Cameron, for their fucking heart and soul into Saving Christmas. It should also be worth noting that The Little Mermaid and Elemental both managed to reach their break-even points despite their slow starts. Furthermore, since those two movies have positive reception, it would make us look like we're trying to tick people off rather than make a point.
Yeah. I agree.
If any studio deserves the Barry L. Bumstead Award, it's Warner Brothers. They've made several bad decisions over the past year, and they too have a slate of failures, including House Party, Magic Mike's Last Dance. That was a failure? What? Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and The Flash. Coincidentally, they're celebrating their own centennial. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't care about the Razzies like studio politics.
No,
like
no,
I'm uninterested in that. But I do think that Warner Brothers are a far more compelling target with their whole thing of like scrapping Batgirl, scrapping the Wile E. Coyote movie. That strikes me as some Razzie nonsense more than just like Disney doing what they've always done, making crappy live action movies.
I would have thought, what's surprising me about this is I thought 2023 or next Razzies will be that fucking child trafficking film.
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, that's the one. I thought that was
Never trust a pedophile. Sound of Freedom.
I thought that,
I
thought
guess
that was a lock-in.
I don't know. I think I've gone back and forth on that, where like it has all the makings.
No,
but I could
no,
also see it
as
being
a
a little
yeah,
too...
like it's. I mean, and just as a political, like this has to.
Yeah,
we have to like
statement.
Yeah,
we are pro child trafficking at this ceremony.
Because it's actually. I mean, I haven't seen my disaster of a franchise killer Exorcist, I believe, or whatever the fuck it's called, but
Believer.
I don't know.
Exorcist Believer.
I don't have any like front runners in the top of my head this year so far.
Yeah. I think maybe we can talk about it. We'll obviously do the same thing we did last year, but just if you're wanting to place your bets now, Razzie Insiders, although you're the expert, not me. I think Sound of Freedom will be represented somewhere. I don't know if it will win. I think The Flash, potentially.
I think
although
Stallone's going to win for Expendables 4, or whatever the fuck, Expend 4 Bulls.
Yeah.
But he's not even the fucking lead on that, so that's just going to piss me off and come next year.
He takes a holiday.
So, and yeah, Mr. Razzie will just, that's it. Like, anything I'm thinking of so far is just based off previous wins and noms, but he's fucked all that. They fucked it all up with Blonde. Yeah. I don't give a fuck anymore. Exactly. Like, there's no barometer, there's no level anymore.
Well, we have some suggestions from the good people of the Razzie comments section. So these come from October. Possible Razzie contender, The Little Mermaid. Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Halle Bailey. Worst Supporting Actress, Awkwafina. Worst Supporting Actor, Daveed Diggs. Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. Worst Screenplay, David McGee. Worst Screen Combination, the entire cast.
Fuck.
Possible. But Miguel responds to them. Nominating that film would destroy what's left of our reputation.
Jesus.
Our purpose is to single out the worst movies, performances, and filmmaking achievements of each year, not pander to YouTubers who misuse the word woke.
Well, you're 34 years too late, my boy.
I just love being so sanctimonious, having such purpose.
Oh my god, this as well. Like, we need to resurrect the stinkers and do that, you know. The fine name, this name cannot be tarnished. Oh, Jesus.
And then, so this person then comes back. Possible Razzie nominee for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Worst Supporting Actress, Shawnette Renee Wilson. Worst Supporting Actor, Boyd Holbrook. Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. Worst Director, James Mangold. Worst Screenplay, Jez Butterworth, John Henry Butterworth, and David Koepp. Worst Screen Combination. Doesn't give who? Harrison Ford in his hat? Harrison Ford and his younger body double? Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge? The Dial and Destiny? Yeah, and like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I don't know. I don't want to litigate Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, but I thought people liked Phoebe Waller-Bridge generally, apart from the like, she's a woman and she's woke, whatever. Like, she's not. Yeah. Anyway.
I have nothing. I have no like. Yeah. I just looked out for you the entire movie. I was like, where's the CGI Jericho, you know?
My close personal friend, Boyd Holbrook. I will not stand for him being nominated. But yeah. I guess that's the closest to the closest we've come to being. Worst Screen Combination? Could I technically get that?
If you're on screen, that's all that matters to me.
There I am, that blur, that's me. The worst thing, speaking about AI, I must have told you this, was that like I got scanned by the Disney people. And so, because they're like, well, I'd kind of successfully dodged it for a little while. And they're like, in order to get your money, you need to be scanned into the AI machine. And I was just like, oh God, I'm gonna die in some car crash, like some James Dean-esque tragedy. I will die, and then just for years to come, my corpse is gonna be
Yep.
put into the background of like Aladdin 2 Return of Jafar live action
I can't wait.
remake.
That's what
So
when we
yeah.
were talking about it the other day, when I threatened to die first and make you finish all my projects. And if you die first, God speed your soul. Like, he wanted to be in Caligula 3. This is what he wanted, okay?
Yeah, yeah. So that brings us to a close. At least it's like a less awkward segue, because normally it's me joking about some celebrity killing people or some awful tragedy. We can joke about our own
Oh
deaths.
yeah,
That's
that's
perfectly
perfect.
fine. So that brings us to a close for another week.
Yes.
If you have enjoyed the podcast, there is life in the old dog yet. We will be here for a little while longer, so you can follow us at Watching Worst on social media, and you can contact us on watchingworstfilms@gmail.com. So the invitation is open to Tyler, to anybody. Come and send us your opinions on the Razzies, and you will be included in our big Razzie Wrap-Up, where we give you our personal breakdown, our list. Can we do better than the Razzies? Here is what we think it should be.
Yes.
So yeah, get in touch with us if you have any thoughts, and we will be returning to you next week with a little passion project for Kyle. So we've spoken about Razzie Future, we've done Razzie Present, I guess, and now we're going back to the land that time forgot. Pre-Razzies. We're tackling the pre-Razzie period.
Yes. This is why I wanted to do this initially. Because I didn't think that the Razzie ceremony would take over the topic so much. I thought we'd just fly through the films and work back, kind of just look at reviews and judge what would be the worst picture. But the thought turned out that way at all. So going backwards, I'm going backwards with the mindset of Mr. Razzie and not my own. I'm trying to think, what would he have picked? What is the clickbait equivalents throughout previous years? And I'm looking forward to this. So we're in as you said, the journey's over, but this is the bonus tracks on a reissued album. This is you can listen to our demos and outtakes and live performances.
Now and then, I miss you.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. We're into my spreadsheets and my hypotheticals, so I'm super excited.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to putting on my Mr. Razzie hat and being like, frankly, I thought the train leaving the station was unbelievable.
I will say, I did say this to you, I'm focusing on, I'm going to do, as we did in this, wrapping up, trying to think of the last 10 years. We could go on forever. I will have a couple of ones from before 1970, but I think 1970 is a nice clear cut with the new Hollywood kind of turnover and the death of old Hollywood. When the Oscars
a young
changed,
man by the name of George Lucas.
well, once the Academy, you've noticed this on your Oscar run, but once it turns from the golden old age to new Hollywood, that's the time period I will focus on. That's when the Razzies begin to, or should have begun.
Worst blackface performance in the 1940s film.
33 nominations.
So please say something. So that's not the note that we're ending on. So yeah, it should be an interesting exercise, because obviously we'll be able to incorporate little things like the stinkers we're going for a little bit before the Razzies, so we can see.
I can cross reference. I'm not going to look until we're live.
No,
I like blind.
You don't. But yeah, I need a crutch. I'm lazy. So. So join us next week for that journey into the unknown.
Amazing. Thanks very much. See you guys then.